In the unsigned opinion, the court sided with the government in part, temporarily barring entry for foreign nationals who are unable to make a credible claim of a bona fide relationship with a person or entity in the United States.
I think it's clear from today's decision that most of the justices think that the lower court decisions went a bit too far, and that at least parts of the travel ban should be allowed to go into effect.
But for those with family, business, or educational ties to the U.S., the executive order will remain on hold as long as those seeking a visa can prove a close familial relationship or a connection to a business or educational entity that is formal, documented, and formed in the ordinary course. They may be considered for entry. People like students who have been accepted to universities or a worker with an offer at an American company.
The court seems to have thread a needle actually quite elegantly where they have dealt with the people who have the biggest hardships, the saddest stories, the people who have close relatives.
3 conservative members on the court dissented in part, saying the decision didn't go far enough and should have allowed the full travel ban to go into effect. Justice Clarence Thomas argued that the piecemeal approach may be unworkable, writing, "Today's compromise will burden executive officials with the task of deciding on peril of contempt whether individuals from the 6 affected nations who wish to enter the United States have a sufficient connection to a person or entity in this country." Justice Neil Gorsuch joined in that dissent as he starts to show his leanings as the newest member of the court. Gorsuch has already joined several times with Justice Thomas, the court's most conservative member, and agreed the full travel ban should go into effect.
That is a pretty strong vote, and it's a pretty strong show of support for the president by really his most important nominee to date.
But this decision is only temporary. The court has not yet determined whether or not the ban is constitutional or whether it violates immigration law. The full court said today it will hear those critical arguments in the fall. Lawyers for those who challenge the ban are focused on the bigger fight ahead.
We'll be counting on the Supreme Court to affirm what the American people have made so clear, that there's no place in this country for any policy that attempts to discriminate or divide us based on how we pray, what we look like, or where we come from.
But for now, the Department of Homeland Security has declared it a win for the administration, saying the Supreme Court's decision restores to the executive branch crucial and long-held constitutional authority to defend our national borders. It was chaos at the nation's airports when the first travel ban took effect in January.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to have Prime Minister Modi of India, who has been such a great Prime Minister,
that are allowed to proceed and clarify how travelers can go about proving that they have a bona fide connection to people and entities in this country.